Normalcy has two sides to the coin. One, normalcy is your ability to squeeze as much joy and happiness out of every hour of every day of your life. The other side of the coin, the important side, normalcy is your ability to look into the face of reality without running away. Oh, this is tough to do. Very few of you do it, as you will soon see. I'll show you what I mean by facing reality. A married couple received a bundle from heaven one day, a mother-in-law. She came for a little visit. After 6 months, the husband said to his wife, "Don't you think it's time to tell your mother to go home?" She says, "Look here, if you want my mother to go home, tell her yourself. What reason are you going to give her?" He says, all right. Let's use a little psychology. Tonight, when the soup is served, I'll say it's hot. Now you say it's cold. Then we'll ask her what she thinks. The moment she takes one side, that's enough reason. Out she goes. That night the soup was served. He started to complain. "This soup is too hot." He says, "No, it's too cold." "Well, I said it's hot." "I said it's cold." They argued, hot, cold, hot, cold. Finally, he turns to the mother-in-law and says, "Tell me, what do you think? Is it hot or is it cold?" She said, "I don't know from nothing. I'm staying for another 3 months yet." You see, there's a normal woman. The question I should have asked you is not, are you normal? The question I should ask you is, how normal are you? Everybody's a little bit mental, a little bit. Take a quick look at the person next to you. You're convinced? A professor walked into the classroom the first day of the semester. He said, "If there are any complete imbeciles in the class, let them stand up now." One fellow stood up. He said, "Are you an imbecile?" He said, "No, Professor, but I didn't want to see you standing there alone." A little bit in everybody. In the extreme, a mental patient, when he has to face a reality that's too much for him, just turns around and says, "Stop the world, I want to get off." One of the most dramatic, most exciting things you'll ever see in human life. The stage, movies, television have never been able to capture it. It is how a human being learns, how you've all learned, and teaching your children right now, how to drain from their minds, from their emotions, their guilt, their shame, their fears, and turn it into aches and pains of the body. Oh, we all learn that. We learn it very well indeed. Never be honest. Take all your guilt, all your shame, all your fears, and disguise it. Cover it up. Let it come out as an ache or a pain. I'll show you. One of the first patients that I ever saw was a lady who was brought in with what is known as a compulsion neurosis. You know what her compulsion was? Hand washing. She used to stand and wash her hands all day long. You know how many times she'd wash her hands a day? 100 times a day. Now, not 97 and not 98. It had to be 100. Now, where's the dirt? Not here. To understand this, you must know her. You must know that you have a very moral, very religious woman who has suddenly become sexually enamored with her milkman. Crazy to begin with. What does she want? She wants him to carry her away and wildly seduce her. Will she admit this? Oh, I don't mean to you or to me. Will she admit this to herself? Certainly not. This is an ugly, sinful, lustful thought. And she refuses to allow it out honestly. Now, if you won't allow it out honestly, then it will come out dishonestly. In her case, hand washing. And every time she does this, I'm sure you know what she really wants. Even though it is 100 times a day. Now, you mustn't think that you don't show the same things. I told you, everybody has a little bit. I'll show you how you have the same compulsions. Did you ever lock your door, go down the steps, and say to yourself, "I wonder if I really locked it"? And you have a compulsion that you must go back and test it, at least 3 times. Did you ever sit in the dress circle of a theater, look down, and think to yourself, "Maybe I should spit down"? You know why they're laughing? That's what they're thinking. which is normal. But if you do it, see me later. I'll give you another illustration. Take amnesia. Now, you all know what amnesia is. I hope you know the difference between amnesia and magnesia. In amnesia, you don't know where you're going. In magnesia, you better know where you're going. Now, on television, whenever they want to create a case of amnesia, it's always done in identically the same way. They hit someone on the head with a club, and all his marbles fall out. But you know what's even more exciting? The way they cure him. They hit him on the head with another club, and all the marbles roll right back into place again. Got a loose part someplace. That's television. It isn't life. In life, every case of amnesia is a terrified, frightened little soul who can't bear to look at reality, who can't stand to face his problems. So he runs and runs and runs. Do you know any better way of running away from yourself than not knowing? Excuse me. You know any better way of escaping your problems than by not knowing who you are? If I'm not me, whose problems are they? Must be yours. You see, a person can become sick in more than just one way. There's more than just virus and infections. As a matter of fact, the greatest causes of diseases are guilt, shame, fear, terror, overambition. Yes, overambition can make you sick. One man said to me, I wanted to be a sex maniac, but I couldn't pass the physical. That's pretty ambitious. We are living in a very interesting and exciting time. Would you believe me if I tell you that this era will go down in history as the atomic era? What a crying shame. If this era goes down for anything, it should go down as the era of wonder drugs. Just think of it. In your own lifetime, in the past 25 years, there has been more progress in medicine than in the previous 2,000. You've heard of these tremendous wonder drugs? Auramycin, terramycin, katzenmycin. I wonder if you've heard of the greatest of all breakthroughs in wonder drugs. Brand new. A tiny little box that has 6 wonder tablets. Guaranteed to prevent insanity, prevent nervous breakdown, cure migraine headache, nervous stomach, high blood pressure, and raise your ability to enjoy life. What do you think of that? I wonder what you'd pay for that little box of 6 wonder tablets. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a sensational announcement to make. I have with me tonight those 6 wonder tablets. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to know that tomorrow morning by 11 a.m. I could be the richest and the most famous man in the world if I were to have these mass-produced and sold, because the lineup of people torn with fear, regret, anxiety, neurosis would just girdle the globe. There's only one thing that prevents me from doing it. I am still missing one tiny ingredient. The automatic ingredient. You see, Dr. Jonas Salk has invented a vaccine which, when injected into the bloodstream, operates automatically to prevent polio. My 6 tablets operate now, tonight, this minute, but not automatically. That's the catch. That's what prevents me from becoming a billionaire. Believe me, I'm working on it. Since I don't yet have the secret, I can't mass produce and sell them to you. I have no choice but to give them to you absolutely free. Now, because they are free, beware underestimating their value. Each one of these 6 can work a wonder in your life beginning tonight. Take all 6, a miracle. Just please remember the catch. None of these work unless you do.